Oh, my mistake. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been like that.
Been like
We're
that
good.
for like a couple minutes. So we waited for you because Curtis told me it was down.
Okay,
No, is
we're
that why
good.
it was taking so long to do squats? Whoops.
We are good now. Sorry.
You're good now?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Well, I don't know how long the stream switched back to that standby screen. Sorry about that, guys. But Dustin, you want to recap these squads for us?
Yeah, sure. So we saw Schmitz come out first, and we knew he'd be on Suns. Looks like he's got Blade, Bullseye, Original Strange, recently tuned up, Red Skull 2, and Mummy. And then over on the Brady side, he's playing Legion of the Lost. That's led by Mephisto. He's packing two symbiotes in Venom and Carnage, and then also Shuri and Gorgon. So a lot of displacement in there, actually. Carnage can displace with his card. So everybody but Mephisto is packing displacement. And then on the Schmidt side, quite a bit less displacement, but both healing and murder. I mean, he's got the push from Strange and the
Oh,
push from Mummy. Oh, and next Skull has a push too. Never mind. I don't even think my stuff usually dies when Skull touches them, so I
yes.
don't
Yep.
think about the push as much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Schmidt's got a decent amount of displacement. It's just kind of conditional.
I think we actually have no stun immunity on either side, even though Mummy can clear the stuns from himself.
Yeah, Mummy and Blade don't care about it so much. The others do. Um, yeah, I do. I do think Brady was probably expecting an Eye Hulk with the Gorgon pick, but Gorgon's still going to be an all-around decent model here, I think.
Yeah, there was some good chat, I think, in the podcast thing that the Meat Men just did, where they were discussing Schmidt's propensity for juking with the Eye Hulk, or going with one of these non-Eye Hulk comps in a place where it might feel kind of obvious to bring Eye Hulk. Although I mean, Gorgon is no slouch, even when he doesn't have a size 4 to toss around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think these wide sun squads need a little bit more love, especially with like the threes that they've gotten over the past 6 months, and there's probably a little bit of influence here on just wanting to try out OG Strange, um, but I think this is a situation where the wide sun squad just makes sense in general because like there's a lot of points on the board with all these senators. Um, and these are still fairly killy models that he's bringing. So um, he's just not relying as much on his one big 7 threat model to do all of the lifting.
For sure. Not only are they killy models, every single model except Bullseye is an energy or mystic attacker, or both.
Yeah, these symbiotes are going to have a bit of a rough go of it potentially, but like with the buff to Carnage's health, it'll be
Yeah, you
interesting
better
to
kill him in one
see.
shot.
Yeah, we'll see how Schmid feels actually going for that kill.
Yeah, especially and Venom has lethal protector here. So between lethal protector and Mephisto being able to fend off his own attacks, it's kind of an interesting thing. Like you can control if Schmidt isn't attacking Carnage enough, but he wants to try to go into Mephisto. Good luck with that.
Yep.
And of course, you have the taunt from Gorgon. The rerolls from Shuri on the symbiotes that also should be pretty interesting. And between so Gorgon, Carnage, and Mephisto are all packing AoEs, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Beams are
true. Yeah,
AoEs,
beams
but
are
yeah,
AoEs. Yeah.
Schmidt is presenting a pretty target-rich environment.
And he's going with Blade first here and picking up the southernmost senator there for him and standing on the Fisk. So he's not keeping Blade back at all, which is going to let Brady at least do some stuff to him. Like Carnage reaches pretty far there over the midline. Mephisto can obviously walk and teleport. Um, it's like it's a weird. I know you can't keep everyone back, in this type of game, like because obviously these senators are all here. But I always hate going to the midline early against Mephisto, just because like if you can stop him from getting the tokens early on, it just cripples him like in the first couple of rounds.
For sure. Blade's a pretty dicey target to go for tokens on. I mean, I know we can't reroll yet,
Yeah.
but and
Well,
we've just got Shuri trying to pop him off the point.
Shuri is rolling like Shuri, getting a million successes for 1 damage.
Did she get the skull though? Uh, looks like looks like she did. Yeah, she got that skull. That's the big thing.
Yep.
Getting that second power, so now she's really ready to contribute some rerolls to the rest of the team.
Yep.
But it's interesting. Brady has immediately chosen to get Schmidt off the point and just farm up some power rather than look for some play to fish Blade.
Yeah, I think it's fair. He knows Schmid's going to bring more models up to the midline. He has to. So just go for the easier targets, I guess.
Did we get a side that Skull is on?
It doesn't look like it. I'm sure they'll catch it at some point. I have to imagine he'd be putting Skull in. I guess it's not as cut and dry, but like probably energy form just to avoid an
Yeah.
early attack from Mephisto.
Yeah, that's an interesting. I mean, he's got plenty of room. That's a funny little bullseye placement there. Um, yeah, I mean, the only collisions you really have are Venom throwing stuff and whoever Gorgon throws with his spenders. So not a lot of throws coming, and then
Yeah, he doesn't have to
pretty
worry about it
scary
right
energy
off.
attacks from Mephisto, moderate energy attacks from Shuri and Gorgon. And then there's no. Oh, actually, you know what? Skull's energy side also stops Venom's pull, right?
Yes. Stops superpowers. Yes.
Superpower based pushes or events. Okay, so it is full on the same rule as helmet,
Yeah, that's a good shout.
but we don't know which side he's on. But if I had to guess, it would be energy.
If I know Schmid, Red Skull is probably going to attack that Gorgon at some point.
That is a very brave Gorgon. I really want to see Red Skull just tangle with some symbiotes here.
It won't take us long to get to that point, I'm sure.
I'm just hoping for Carnage eating some Hydra troopers and then getting to snack on somebody else. But
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I feel like both of these squads like have very good reason to be scared of each other.
yeah,
Ooh, and he's gonna get Gorgon here with Strange. That's potentially pretty big.
yeah, that could be some nasty fishing.
It's a
Oh,
good
okay.
roll.
What the heck?
Gorgon gets his Inhuman reroll, and he's probably got cover here. But Schmid's gonna get the
He's
damage
going
to
for a
get the
ride.
push. Yep.
Yeah, I'd say I certainly agree with you now. This Gorgon's getting bonked a bit. He's probably in double tap range of skull already, huh? Yeah.
Potentially with the bump, it's probably pretty close. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's only the one, but um, oh, he swung that pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Strange.
close.
Strange on Senators seems pretty cool. Being able to walk up, pick up a Senator, and then have that much range to displace or like tractor beam someone in.
Oh yeah, and also just getting the power to bump back,
Yeah,
pretty
that's
clutch there.
that's great.
So, yeah, it doesn't look like Venom's going to be really in much of a position to do anything crazy right now, but with Lethal Protector or Mephisto shunting an attack to him, he can get up and do some stuff. You know, Brady only has the 2 energy attackers, but he does have 3 people that can shoot blade without rerolls.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But man, no, not that Warpath helps a lot against Strange anyway, but or in this case, I'm just like, what? How does this Venom? What is Brady gonna do to try to get these guys into the shape of fight that he wants?
Yeah, I think Schmid is going to be able to command a lot of the early game aggression and tempo here, and then it's going to be incumbent upon Brady to kind of like manufacture things with moving people around with Mephisto and hoping to get like a timely frenzy somewhere with Carnage.
Yeah, I mean, Schmidt, if Skull goes after killing Gorgon and doesn't get his triggers, he's really not putting a lot of pressure on the secures, and those secures are worth a lot. Like right now, Brady's the only guy with a body on one.
Yep. Yeah, it's a like kind of a scary fine line to walk on Fisk when you're like going for attrition rather than going onto the points. Like he's gonna be able to set these grunts up to be dealt with, but Carnage fairly easily deals with them. Or I mean, if he wants to bring Mephisto over there to deal with them, the
Yeah,
funny thing on Brady's side though is like Mephisto doesn't really want to be one of the ones contesting it because he doesn't want to eat that stun.
yeah, it's a little bit less bad for him than it is for other like extra power models, though, right?
I'm
He still gets the
immediately
one.
wrong, by the way.
What?
I'm immediately wrong because the
How?
grunts have chosen to just go after Gorgon rather than even attempting to go on the point.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if he sent the grunts to a point, if Carnage can, whoa, he
He Hydra
wait,
assaulted.
he Hydra assaulted them. Okay, well that's even. I guess that gives him the flexibility of dropping them on the point later as well. But they are just a liability against Carnage because it's just, especially with the change to Frenzy. We were discussing this earlier. Before Carnage needed to spike to get that power rolled up on a prior attack to the Frenzy. Now a 1 power Carnage is threatening. Sorry, I'm calling it Frenzy. His Paint the Town Red effect. If he gets that additional 2 power and a kill at any time, he could suddenly be making now a 7 dice attack on somebody else and moving. And we have some blank cat. Oh boy. I mean, just normal skull things, but that looks like the dead Gorgon, right? Yeah. I mean, he bumped to get that, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
He did get his walk trigger if he wants it. I don't think that's super relevant here. I mean, I guess it is because he can walk and get that and then still use the second action for another move. But yeah, that's all good points about the grunts just being a liability with Carnage around. I didn't immediately think of that.
A little bit less than some of the other grunts with their 3 health, but yeah. And you like grunts who can't crit.
Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna take them out. No problem.
We're still resolving. Okay, the advanced trigger off of that.
Yeah, it is actually nice because with senators you can't do more than one move action, but he hasn't actually done a move action yet, so he's got
Yeah,
a
but
lot of
does he go to
freedom
the
now.
point? That's the question.
I don't think so. I mean,
But if he doesn't, like he's letting Brady go up 4 points. No, not four, because he got the senator, so he'd be
he's still
okay.
got
It's not that. It's,
Mummy.
it's not that bad. Yeah, he's still got Mummy that could go contest something. I think it's a little awkward, but I guess with Bump he can manage it pretty well. If he lets Brady take both of those, then Brady has 6 to his 4. Not that
Hmm.
bad.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, and I think if you put Skull up on that point, like between Mephisto and Carnage, he's pretty exposed.
Yeah, especially because Carnage has Carnage rules. So if he walks up and spikes Skull,
Yep, yep.
Skull's getting yeah.
Yeah, because Carnage rules. Um, it's
Cost
been
4,
it's
you
been
advance them toward Carnage, and then he makes an attack.
and that advance will work because it's not an enemy superpower or mystic attack. So
Correct.
Skull's armor wouldn't affect that, and Skull is in mystic form. I'm just
Oh,
now
we got that
noticing.
established. Interesting. What? Maybe just to make Mephisto's tag less reliable. 'Cause I don't know what collisions he would have been, or maybe he just forgot it and then went with the one that is worse for him to be a gentleman. Who knows? Mark it down to something to ask him.
I think, yeah, I have no idea, but like Mystic Form is just kind of the default mode a lot of the time, and he may not have put the thought into it. I don't know.
We're getting
This
some
makes sense.
service on Bullseye. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna try to build a token off of the 2 Mystic defense.
Oh,
Uh,
and is he?
I don't know about that placement, but
I also am very confused by the placement because I'm not parsing the.
like that doesn't stop Mephisto from eating the stun on the Fisk with Venom winning it. Like so,
Yeah, but also where is Mephisto? Is he under the truck? Am I just seeing it weird?
I think
Yeah.
you're seeing it weird. He's just like butt up against it.
Okay.
But this
Maybe I
like
just need to.
now gives Mummy the chance to just walk and hit him if he wants to.
Yeah, or just take the point and be ahead.
Well, Carnage just walks and ties
Oh,
him,
right.
right?
Yeah, yeah, never mind.
Mephisto did build his token there.
Yep. And Bullseye did not. He only can take 1 damage, so he's not going anywhere.
Oh, they must have some issue. They're turning things off.
I'm just exiting the game myself for a second because I see Mephisto under the truck, and that can't be right.
Was that you messing with the stream review?
Oh, whoops. That's global.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. No, I just wanted to make sure they weren't having some bug that I was messing with.
That's interesting. When you're in the, because when you're players, it's just like TTS stuff. When you're players, you each have an independent stream review, right? But when we are all
Yeah,
in there, it's
when
for
we're
everybody.
spectating, I think we share it for some reason. I have no idea why.
Interesting. My apologies. I needed to do it so I could leave the room for a second.
Looks like Carnage has walked and he is attacking Mummy
Sweet.
and whiffing.
Oh, well, less sweet.
He's getting
Mummy
a
can bleed though, right?
he's getting a no, he cannot. He's
Oh,
getting a
really?
reroll from Shuri, and he's
Okay,
gonna.
cool. Well, that's why we wanted those rolled up.
I think he pushed 1 through with the reroll. Why do you think he attacked there rather than walking onto the point?
That's a good question. I mean, if he'd need to get a lot of power to Carnage rules him off, but maybe that's what he was looking for. If he can somehow do 3 to Mummy, but that with the DR, I don't see that.
Yeah, that's a little bizarre to me, but maybe he felt like he was just like
Too exposed
down
if he goes up.
that or down too much on attrition with Gorgon going down like that, and like he's fine with just winning one of the 2 points. I don't know. Um, like obviously it's crazy if Carnage spikes some damage there and is able to just immediately start doing things, but the
Yeah.
likelihood
Well,
of
Carnage
that.
Carnage being Carnage being excuse me, a punching bag is fine. Carnage being stunned and being a punching bag is pretty bad. So
Yeah,
maybe he just doesn't think it's worth it to walk Carnage up and have him get hit with although again, why would he be stunned? No, I
yeah,
don't know.
they'd be tied on it, so no one would be getting
Yeah.
stunned. Maybe he wants to stun
So that Carnage
Skull
can go do some
and
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, Skull and Mummy. I mean, he might be able to get both of them there. That might be why. I've definitely purposely lost Fisk points to just like get that early stun sometimes.
Yeah, but this is 5 senators on.
So Brady's leadership is taking effect at the end of the round, and Schmid has chosen to incinerate Red Skull, it looks
Skull.
like, to give him an
Yeah.
extra power. And Brady gave
Sounds coming
his
from Mephisto, like you called it.
yeah, Brady gave his power to Venom and Mephisto. So I think they both kind
Wait,
of
did he give it
gave.
to Mephisto? No, he gave it to Carnage, I think.
Did he? Um.
Yeah.
Oh
So
yeah, you're
Mephisto's
right.
naked. Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
That means Carnage will have Carnage rules in the tank next round if he wants it. And yeah, there's Brady layering that stun on. I think he wants to. Well, I guess it'll really depend on what Schmidt gets done with his first activation, but he's threatening to have Carnage do some pretty explosive stuff that won't be creating too much of a crackback with those stuns out, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised to see Schmid just try to like get Gorgon off the board immediately here. Just say, okay, beat me a character down.
Yeah. Oh boy. Uh, oh, did Mummy? So I missed this. Did Mummy convert a soul into power last round to go grab a thing?
I missed what he did with his token. I noticed that was gone as well.
But he has a senator, which I feel like means he must have like walked up, grabbed it. Maybe chat can tell us. Would it be 7-3? Oh yeah.
They caught it. They put
Okay.
7-3. So what are you thinking for Schmid here? Top of the round. What's your priority?
I like the play that you suggested. I do think that Carnage is looking a little scary with where Mummy is. He certainly can burn through Mummy. Oh, but I guess it's yeah. I think the killing Gorgon thing makes sense. I wonder if he's going to be. I don't think taking a pot shot at Carnage would make sense, but it's possible. Did Brady leave Carnage within 3 of Venom? I don't know. Okay, yeah, he just
Almost certainly not.
doesn't look like it, but
So this is the grunts getting their single attack into Gorgon.
yep.
They're not gonna do anything here. Gorgon rolled pretty well, 3 crits. I think Brady's salivating at those grunts being in range of Carnage right now.
Yeah, killing Gorgon I think makes sense. I'm a little surprised at bringing the grunts out. That's now
I
Carnage can definitely do stuff.
Yeah, I'm just a little surprised with their positioning, but we'll see what
Yeah, you
happens.
could have just put them behind Skull.
So Skull is now attacking Gorgon, counting blanks. Got a good hit, 5 on 2 blocks, so pushes 3 damage. He gets his push trigger on Gorgon, but he doesn't get his advance trigger.
He's considered looked like he was measuring some stuff to check for a possible siege. But yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing Gorgon Mega Spender unless things go very wrong for Schmidt right here.
Yeah, the likelihood of Gorgon living through this second attack isn't super high, but I've seen crazier things happen.
Yeah, and even if he does, he could just siege now. Everybody has 2 power.
Skull, yep,
Yeah,
Skull gets 4 with blanks, and Gorgon
and he got his
blanks out.
advance trigger, so he can run away.
All right, so for people that didn't catch the early bits of the first round, that was all enabled by Strange walking up and picking up a Senator and being in range to tractor beam in Gorgon. Um, that like led to the series of events that dazed Gorgon in
And he
round
chipped
one.
Gorgon for 2 or 3 with Strange and dragged him in, and then was able to put the Grunt's reroll attack, and then he didn't actually have to double tap from Skull. He bumped into a position to double tap if he wanted, got him on the first attack, and then positioned. So that is Brady down a Gorgon, but he does have a pretty rolled up Carnage near. I mean, the Grunts and Bullseye are not that far apart. Some crazy stuff could happen here. And he is backed up by Shuri rerolls still.
Yeah, it
Yep.
does look like Carnage is spending some power.
Sadistically. Yep, sadistically, probably into the Grunts.
So
Yeah,
Sadistic Glee is adding dice to his attack.
correct. So 7 dice. The Grunts cannot crit. That's some dead Grunts.
That's some dead grunts.
And now, so pre-buff, Carnage would not have been able to paint the town red now because he only had 2 power prior to the attack.
Right.
And previously, you had to paint the town red at the time that, excuse me, the days are KO occurred. Now, since it's after the attack is resolved, he can do that, and that's what he's doing.
Yep. So he gets his
And it looks like he
move,
also took damage from the sadistically. Oh,
and on the paint the town red,
nice.
he gets extra dice now as well, which is also new, right?
Correct. Yeah. And he's doing that right now.
And it looks like he
Looks like
might
he's
be
going
going
into
into
skull with
skull.
it. And he still is in that Shuri reroll bubble.
Gets a decent initial roll.
Yep.
For
And Schmidt, yeah, okay, they got it. No crit for Schmidt. It counts, but it does not explode.
right. Yep. Carnage
And then yeah,
doesn't let
here come the Shuri
crits.
rerolls.
Picks
Converts
up
one
one
up.
more.
So getting 3 damage into skull. Which is enough for him to Carnage rules if he wants to.
Is leaving
But
skull on one. So now the last part of that is Carnage heals, so he gets to remove that damage that he had.
yeah, that's right. And so he's you know what? He's only used the 1 action so far. Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
So he still has 1 more action and enough juice for Carnage rules if he wants. Doesn't really have a credible AoE right now, so he won't be doing that. I think he's thinking about where to put that next builder. This will only be 5 dice.
Going into
All right, looks like
Mummy.
we're getting it in the mummy.
Should Red Skull have gotten a bleed from that Paint the Town Red attack?
Yes, he should have.
Another good hit from Carnage. Mummy got a really good block though, and he has DR. So
Yeah. But yeah, Red Skull should be bleeding.
does
Is
look
that
like
the
he's spending for
Carnage
Carnage
rules is coming
rules.
in? Now,
And yeah, makes
he's
sense.
gonna
He's gonna put it into Mummy. Like once you start going into Mummy, you
you gotta
need to
finish the
get
job.
him.
Yeah.
So this is this is a walk, right? It's not a pull.
Yeah, it's an
An
advance
advance.
toward Carnage.
Uh,
Interesting positioning choice. I guess setting him up so that Venom can keep
I
the
think
job going.
I think he's doing a couple things here, right? Like he's setting him there so that like if he doesn't move, sure he can double tap him
Yeah.
even with the push.
I'll get another 1 through.
He's only
Oh,
1 damage off of killing him.
yeah, so he's getting that last Shuri reroll.
Doesn't pick
Ah,
it up.
But yeah, would you tell Schmidt that or somebody that the bleeding should be happening, or we let it ride on that one?
Nope, we let it ride.
Long philosophical discussion by some other streamers about such things. I don't know if I identify it as a streamer. Maybe perhaps one who is streaming at present.
um, if for some reason Red Skull is allowed to activate again before dazing, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Cosmic Oblit. So it may not end up mattering, but we'll find out. Because Cosmic Oblit would just remove every single condition.
That's true. Definitely a card that guy needed.
It's not a bad card at all.
Carnage has a very similar card, but it only has the one option to give root, and it does not remove any conditions from Carnage.
What's that card called?
It is called There Will Be Carnage.
Okay. Yeah.
There was a time when I liked playing it with Loki. It was kind of cool, but now it's extra redundant because you can just use Cosmic Oblit for that. That being said, Carnage does like pairing up with certain Red Skulls, and Oblit is a good card. You light a bunch of people on fire, and then Carnage does Carnage stuff. But
all right, so yeah, Schmid's going with Mummy.
Probably a spender.
He did spend 2 power, yeah.
Ooh, not well. No, the skulls though. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The skulls help. So if he spends
Carnage.
them, he's looking at 4.
Yeah, if he spends them. Yeah, he's spending them.
He did.
If Carnage is doing what he wants, then Mummy should be getting a lot of souls, right? So.
He spent them to heal, so he's healed 3 damage.
Fair enough.
So the second spender looks like it did 2 more damage. No skulls in that one.
Yep. Very respectable defense by Carnage. Rolling a block across 2 defense rolls for him. It's a good day.
Mummy is back up to full health and no power now. This is why you got to finish the job if you go into Mummy.
Yeah, Brady 1 die roll short.
Yep.
I'm converting that. Hate to see it.
Yeah, and Carnage is not in a spot that he wants to be in now with Strange right there with some energy attacks and.
No, but Brady will have Prio next round unless he kills somebody. So.
Fair point, yeah.
With Gorgon going down.
Yeah, so it kind of makes it awkward because you don't really want to deal with Bullseye, but also Schmid is like so far ahead on points that.
Yeah, I think if you're in Brady's position, if you have windows to like get some bodies off the board, you gotta do it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Carnage isn't even on a point. Depending on who Brady leaves on these points, Schmidt can kind of be just knocking them off with Strange potentially.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mitigate it somewhat with the Meet My Associate and Lethal Protector, but feels rough.
Unless I missed something, Brady may have missed a power on Mephisto because I know he's stunned, but Power Phase should have given him the 1, and then he should have gotten 1 from his tokens.
Yeah, that looks right. He didn't spend it for anything, did he?
Not that I can recall.
Oh,
Shuri going into Skull.
Is he sacking? Was he looking for a sack opportunity?
Yeah, he did measure it, so he could sack to Blade if he wants, because obviously Shuri can do the 1 damage to finish off Skull here, potentially. Skull did switch to energy form though, so he's incinerated. He could live. They are sacrificing. Blade can't die. Like it's a fine sacrifice.
Yeah, it'll put him a little bit out of position, but I don't think Schmidt's too worried about that given the points differential.
Yeah. Keeping Skull alive is like a lot of times you just want like a threatening model like that to daze so that they can't be dealt with so easily at the top of the next round. But now with like OG Strange here, like he could just heal 3 damage off a Skull and make it okay.
Yeah, that's gross. Strange doesn't have the power yet, but with Carnage being there, he certainly will. And was the healing range 2 before?
It was range 2 before, now it's range 3.
Yeah.
Costs 3 power, so he doesn't have enough, but you have to imagine he'll pin at least one.
Yeah, with a Carnage in range, I'm very sure Strange will get the power he needs. And that is, I mean, a fair concern that I've seen from a lot of people looking at the Carnage buffs. It doesn't, the added health gives him more windows to do what he wants, but he is still has the fail case of being a power battery for your opponents because he's just such a reliable way to farm some power.
Mm-hmm. So Brady giving some thought on what he wants to do here. I'm sorry, this is
Schmid, yeah. Is this Strange attacking Carnage?
I think so.
Oh, you got that skull. Yep.
And yeah, he gens the power from the attack and the shield.
It's a lot of juice. He can push him if he wants. Is it mandatory?
I don't think it's mandatory.
I know it's omnidirectional, but let's think about what he wants to do with that push.
It's a May.
Yeah, given that Brady is still on track to have priority, thinking about where this Carnage is going to wind up is actually pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think he missed the shield pierce. Carnage was on 4, and we had 3 hits with the shield. So he pierced that one block and did 3.
Yep, that looks right. Yeah, the math is wonky since it's not like an extra damage on the attacker's side from the pierce, right?
Yeah,
so.
I mean, honestly, when I first looked at it, it seemed off to me as well, but Jean is like that with her skull pierce.
So he's opting just to like basically keep him in the same spot, push him into Mummy.
Okay, I think that's Mummy standing next to Carnage worked out last time. It'll probably be fine again. I doubt it's going to spawn grunts there.
He did check to make sure he couldn't lethal protector it.
Yeah, Venom has some work to do. And then, yeah, Skull got healed. Gross.
Yeah, Schmid's doing a good job of not letting Mephisto, like not attacking Mephisto and not letting him like move Venom up the board right away.
Yeah, and then it looks like, okay, Strange took the next shot and finished the job.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he did heal Skull.
Strange done activating?
He hasn't put the activated token out yet, so...
Yeah, because he can bump still. I don't think he's sieging here, but...
Yeah.
Has that if he wants.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's a reason for a siege here, but... It is funny because, like we talked about earlier, when the stream may or may not have been going, like Strange could like siege into a target and then move it into range to be attacked by someone else, like move Mephisto into range of Mummy if they were closer. So like the options kind of open up.
Adding that pierce trigger when you're already a model who has a reroll, a full reroll option, or however you describe it. You must reroll everything if you're rerolling option.
Yeah.
But he sort of has Strange has a lot of dice. He was already like okay at getting that attack. I think the Pierce makes it probably a lot more consistent. I haven't looked at it.
Brady getting a good hit with Mephisto here into Strange, but Strange rerolled into 3 blocks. He had 0 initially, and then Agamotto saved him, so he'll only take 2 from that. He did not have
Uh,
cover.
okay, he's too close.
Yeah, they measured. He's within 2. But it does look like Brady's definitely valuing the priority because he's just ignoring Bullseye right there. He's going after activated models. And I think this is a second attack into Strange. Which looks like it's doing 3, leaving Strange
All
on
right.
1.
Okay, so now that's pretty interesting because with Brady retaining Prio, a 1 health Strange is a pretty nice target to have on the board, especially with
Well,
sacrifice being gone.
he's going to try to finish him off here with a Meet My
Yeah.
Associate.
Okay. I mean, given that you need, oh, but you're going to be putting him on the 7 health side, I guess. Yeah, he is pretty down on points.
Yeah, I agree. You got to kill stuff. 4 coming in from Brady. 3 blocks on Strange side, so he's going to have to try to reroll all.
And
And rerolls into 5 blocks.
and gains of power while he's at it. Oh, nice. I'm sure he boosted his defense, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like it. He rolled 6.
Uh, did he? Okay, did he had a crit on the first one?
He may have.
He was incinerator, right? But yeah, he had to have. Okay, then he so you have to go negative on tokens and finish him with Devil's Due, whatever it's called.
Yep. It's great
Is that what
ability
it's called?
for yes, Devils do. For finishing off a 1 to 2 health model potentially. Is Mephisto already holding a Senator? Oh, he doesn't have power.
He had to burn his power to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, Brady is needing to stop points more than get them at the moment, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just so the thing that I mean, I get investing and doing it, and I'm certainly one who's been guilty of killing a model I shouldn't have. Um, with Strange being on all of his health and with that much power, he's gonna be set up to boost defense dice on everybody that Carnage attacks.
Yeah. It's like not the greatest situation, but I think Brady is probably just going to try to kill Strange right away at the top of the round.
Yeah, he can try. I'm just wondering, like, is it worth
It's tough.
giving up that VP so that Carnage can start by taking a pot shot into Strange, and then maybe not though. Maybe it's just not reliable.
So it looks like Blade walked, bumped, and he threw some glaives into Mephisto. So he got a bleed on him, and
That's interesting.
yeah, Blade's just gonna contest this point and heal up from the bleeds around him.
And Venom's probably gonna try to gank Bullseye and pull Blade off, but yeah. Or is he?
Well, if he kills Bullseye, he loses Prio.
Oh,
right?
that's true. Yeah, that might not be good. Okay, so he's just gonna try to bonk Blade a little bit. Maybe he throws Bullseye, but I don't know what that does for you. Actually, I mean, throwing him will stop a double tap now that Bullseye has less range. And Blade can't reroll against Venom like we discussed, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and he got a good hit into him. He got 4 damage right away, so Blade's gonna be on 1.
Yeah, and here comes the
Pull him off the point. At this
web
point,
snare.
I wouldn't. Well, Bullseye's holding a Senator, so he can't even get to that point. So I think that point's just gonna. No one's gonna win that
Yeah,
point.
I think he's gonna throw a Bullseye though, probably. Or did he not? No, he didn't. Oh, I guess I see what you're saying. Bullseye can't get to the other one, and then he can't take this one over these guys because they're. But he sure could Well, I guess if he tries to hit Mephisto, Mephisto can meet my associate, and then
Oh, he can
Bullseye make
walk
it the road
bump.
bump.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, maybe you should have taken that throw. Ugh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I don't know, but then again, Bullseye is now in the Carnage zone, and Blade is on 1 health.
Yeah, Carnage should have a solid first activation here.
If he wants to go that way, I guess Mephisto, yeah, Mephisto's still stunned, so
Yeah.
he's not gonna have enough power to beam. And I mean, he only has the one freaking token anyway. Although he can go up to what? He can go up to 4 on Mephisto, 1 power short, right?
Um. Well,
Because of the
he.
he can do his leadership, and then he can get the 1 extra from the token. And
Oh yes, that's correct. So this round, Schmid choosing to incinerate Blade from the Mephisto leadership, and Brady gave power to Shuri and Venom. Um,
interesting.
the Shuri makes sense. Give another reroll at the top of the round to someone.
Whoa. Okay, so he's not gonna leave Blade on 1 to try to. He's gonna try to get Blade off the
He's
board.
gonna try to just kill everyone.
All right. I mean, maybe he's saying that's just his out here is
I
just
I
rip
I
Schmidt's
agree.
team off the board.
He's
But
down 7 points.
yeah, that's fair.
I totally respect it.
Here's what's crazy though. Not that. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say that like there are enough VPs on the board that Brady could score out now, but he doesn't have the bodies for that. He only has 5 bodies, so he could only score uh, 9 points, not the
Mm,
10 he would need.
yep. So
And
Schmid
ding
moving
Mephisto
that.
for another one.
It did not ding Mephisto. It did not stay in range. I think
Oh, I
Schmid
see.
was just more concerned with moving it too strange.
So Strange doesn't have to go anywhere. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's probably expecting out of everyone, Strange to be the one to survive.
Yeah, that's fair. So we're definitely. Yeah, I'm just okay. Maybe does he try to kill Bullseye to get an extra attack and then get in position for the spender? My Carnage sequencing is not caught up yet. I used to do a lot of this, but
Yeah,
like you
I.
can you don't want to sadistic glee the initial attack though. But if you take the initial attack and it doesn't do the thing that you want, so maybe he's just gonna walk in and spender because he can if as long as the spender's good, he can go in the middle of it at some point where they okay, he's just gonna walk in sadistic glee spender, not ding Mephisto. And I think it's gonna be on everybody except Mummy probably.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the goofy thing here is if he kills Bullseye with the rampages, then he doesn't that doesn't trigger it because it has to be with the attack itself. But his hope here has to
Mm,
be he Yahtzees and only Mummy is left standing.
yeah, I see. Paint the town red only triggers off of the actual attack damage.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, for that reason he's starting with Bullseye. He just wants to
Well,
we could hit somebody else first to try to get 1 trigger, but and Strange did not boost his defense. It's not a roll that's going to do the job unless he Shuris, but he'll probably Shuri.
he's
Yeah.
doing 1 from Shuri. Doesn't
Ooh,
convert.
doesn't get it.
He did get the rampage trigger though, right? Yes, hit
Yes.
wild.
Yeah. He already so
He
he'll be getting everybody else.
he probably feels like he has a decent chance to get Skull,
Yeah,
even if he misses Bullseye the first time.
I'd say so. You probably hit somebody who's not Bullseye or not Skull here though, so you can like look for another ding into him.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Skull's now probably the last person you hit.
Yeah, heck. If you get super lucky and just spike Strange off the board, then no boost on Skull either.
I do think I'd probably go into Strange next.
Hold on. It looks like Bullseye might be. Is Bullseye gonna parting shot?
Ooh, that's a little unfortunate. That would keep him safe from further rampage triggers.
Yeah. but not from like if yeah, he did. He is parting shotting. Now, if Carnage can, there's some kind of weird stuff. If Carnage can spike somebody else, oh, he's going right into Skull. All right. If he can spike somebody else, he can relocate himself, and then he keeps making the attacks against everyone else in the AoEs, but the rampages start being from the new location.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah, I mean the AoE continues, but you are now in another spot for checking the rampage.
That's crazy.
Oh, bad roll on the Skull.
Unfortunate roll. No damage on that attack.
Yeah, is Shuri reroll once per turn?
I
No,
don't believe so.
because it's not. It's
He's
going for it.
taken.
Can't kill him though.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's taken the rerolls without being able to kill him.
I yeah, I didn't like that sequencing. It's really hard though. I mean, like I getting especially when down like this, taking the moment to figure out the right sequencing with the number of choices in an activation like this
So this
is
one
really tough.
This one into Strange started off well with 3 crits, but none of them converted, so he's got 4.
Oh. And Strange is just blocking too.
Yuck.
And no rampage again. It's not what we were looking for here.
Last one into Blade.
Okay, that's a
It's a good roll. Blade only blocks 1.
yeah, but Blade can reroll here. Carnage does not stop rerolls.
Yeah. He's got 5 coming into Blade with the Rampage.
Yeah,
Trigger.
Blade is rerolling 5 though.
Yeah. Picks up 2 more.
I mean, he certainly softened people, but missing the paint the town red there is brutal. And he should be taking another one from Sadistic Glee, but maybe they're just beyond tracking that now.
Yeah, and like the sad thing is, Strange is going to be able to heal someone potentially. With all of these bleeds out, Blade just activates and heals to full at the end, right?
Yeah, our Skull just goes and pulls all this stuff off. Or yeah, there's a whole bunch of different.
Yeah, he's got so many different ways to recover from all of that for the most part.
Yeah, so yeah, and this hindsight really isn't fair. But if you could imagine him doing that in a different order, like he got the rampage just now when he was hitting Blade. So if he had done the hit on Blade, Skull would have been soft enough, and also that rampage would have put Bullseye. Like you see Bullseye and Skull both being left on 1, meaning that sequencing those rampages in a different order could have gotten both of them.
Yeah.
And then you also get another extra attack in the middle of there. That's obviously hard to know, but I think it's if the person isn't left on 1, meaning they can't be killed by the rampage, it's probably worth hitting somebody else to try to push them closer to that point first.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, easier said than done. If you ask me about how to play Carnage, I can tell you that, but I'm going to do it every time on the table. Almost certainly not, and not after coming. Like I'll be coming back to Carnage myself after like more than a year. I guess Brady has done Mephisto Carnage stuff more recently, but
Yeah, it's still a lesser played model, and like there's definitely going to be kinks as you're getting used to using them again. Brady's still got like a decent amount of tricks here, depending on what Schmid does with Lethal Protector and
yeah,
like Meet My Associate. So we'll see
for
exactly
sure.
what happens.
Yeah, I imagine Schmidt was only very tentatively calculating anything he would do beyond this point because it's so up in the air what will happen during that Carnage activation.
Yeah.
What's wild is that we're this deep in the violence and the scoring, and only 1 card has been spent on each side.
Yeah, that is kind of silly.
We also didn't get a patch up on Mephisto. I'm wondering because like Venom could have patched Mephisto all the way up and kept Lethal Protector up.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if Brady's just a little sad about Carnage not getting anyone there.
Yeah, and with the leaving two characters on one with the way Carnage sequencing goes is it's extra brutal. Oh, here, okay, well,
He's just hitting siege.
one more card going down. Yeah, this could be nasty.
Yep.
This siege could just take Carnage off the board if he. I mean, I don't know if that he cares about that, given that he can very easily end the game this round.
Um,
Um,
well, Schmidt's still got to think about how he does this, right? Because like,
no, I know. That's
uh,
what I'm saying. Like, is it even worth shooting Carnage though? Is this about just like trying to get Mephisto off the board? Mephisto only has the one meet my associate at this point,
right?
but you do it wrong and Venom jumps in your face and slaps you.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, maybe that's part of why he didn't want to do the patch up. Maybe he'd rather threaten the uh, snack back so with the healing.
yeah. That's a good
Ooh,
point. Oh, I
he's
definitely
going
thought
after Carnage
Carnage
though,
was in
and he is
range.
outside a lethal protector. Brutal.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Mummy is not participating in this siege, by the way. He did not have the power.
Yeah, because he was stunned. Oh, hello.
So,
That was Blade.
yep, Carnage is now on one and bleeding.
I'm hmm. Part of me is surprised by this because I feel like is does KOing an injured model matter in this thing? Is it not more important to just get rid of models that can activate
Mm-hmm.
to just close things out? But to your point, attacking Venom or Mephisto is not the most appealing because either of them is just attacking Venom and then Venom can hit you back. So,
Yeah, and with Schmid
except,
being low right now, it's a little risky.
yeah, but like Strange can boost his defense on the snack back. If he gets the damage on Venom, he pushes Venom. I guess it depends. Venom can be ported in, so do you push him far enough back to not attack? Yeah, okay. I don't know. This is weird.
It's just a
I
lot to
think,
think about.
yeah. He's saying screw it. I'm just gonna go kill Carnage.
Yeah.
That thing's way too complicated. Let's just
And he
uh
does.
yeah.
2-1. All right, so that's Carnage out. Now he's. I don't know if he's declared an activation yet. Um,
I would guess he hasn't because I don't think he has effects that care about that.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see Strange activate here since he can like do decent.
Heal people.
Yeah, he can do
He'll
decent.
heal person, I guess now, like you were saying.
Seeing something with Venom.
Yeah, Strange could also Siteract somebody. Yeah,
That's what
okay.
he's doing.
That's what's
Yep.
happening.
He's gonna try to activate him.
Yeah, he's got bats up. I saw Schmidt talking in the meet chat about
Yeah.
odds of this. He does need the shield, right?
Yeah. So it's
Or
a crit wild hit. So he's actually got it.
oh, well, there. It's only 3 triggers.
Yeah.
Man, that's that probably seals the deal. Because Venom, if Venom got to activate, he has some potential to yoink multiple people off points and at least
Yep.
postpone a little bit. Um, but now is Strange is trying to pick Mephisto off. What is he doing?
Yeah, I imagine this is an attack into Mephisto. Or no, is this the snack back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good roll though.
Yeah, no damage on it.
Only 3 hits on it was 7 dice. You got the crit and
Yeah, it was the
reapplies bleed
spin.
or no, sorry, the spender doesn't reapply bleed, but yeah, so no healing from that either. Gross. Yeah, we're just seeing stuff not convert. We're sure he was able to contribute some dice fixing early on. It dried up a bit here.
Yep. Now we're seeing a strange attack into Mephisto.
Okay.
Notable if this happens to just like completely whiff somehow, he won't have power to heal anyone.
Yeah. It's a
Mephisto's
meet my associate
bringing
in Shuri.
out.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. Shuri definitely has some potential to just blow up Blade.
Remember what I said about a whiff? It was a whiff. He's gonna Agamotto.
Fast Agamotto. But
It was like
that's
3
not a
blanks,
whiff.
2 skulls. Yeah,
That
that's
ain't no
not a
whiff.
whiff.
That's 3 with a pierce and then the extra power off of it. So yeah. Never punished. Who's getting the heal? Skull, I would guess, but maybe Blade with him being just parked there.
Yeah, this will make it. He's healing
Nope,
himself.
Strange is healing himself and bumping back.
That's a little iffy. All right, so Strange is left on 1 power after all that. He doesn't have enough to boost anyone's dice. So
He doesn't have an extract either, so he is just kind of. But he's on the. Is he on the secure? It's rendering a little weird for me.
He is.
Okay, so
Mephisto's attacking Blade.
Yeah. Good block from Blade. But
Yep,
sure is
no damage.
no damage, no incinerate.
There we go. They fixed Strange's placement.
Man, that's a lot of skulls, Brady.
Seeing the same attack. Really needs to get Blade here. Is a really
Okay,
good
that's a
one.
little better.
6 with a crit.
All right, that's a gun Blade. Okay.
So Blade is off the table.
So now, with Skull being only on 1, but he doesn't have the token. Oh, but he can. Okay, he can meet my associate into Skull.
Yep.
And then Strange can't boost the defense dice. Then it's just Shuri against Mummy and Bullseye.
Yep.
What side is Skull on? Energy?
Energy, yeah, so he should be rolling 1 here. Meaning, yeah.
Okay.
So he'll daze Skull as well.
Senator down. Gets a new token. He could use that token to go after Bullseye, right?
He doesn't have power, unfortunately. For
Okay, because he's spending the power to do that. Yeah, never mind. Well, he's left the power on him somehow. Because the Devil's Due is only 1 power, right? But
is it? You're correct.
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, it's 1 power, but it also costs the token.
Yes. Yep. Notable.
He might have been just out of range.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's in range.
It's gonna be tough for Schmid to not score out here.
Yeah, Shuri has to like. Shuri needs to somehow have hit and run. Basically, she needs to like get somebody off and then also go shoot Strange off. But freaking Mummy and Bullseye are both healthy.
Yeah.
So like, I guess Shuri is healthy and Strange is not. So there's a little bit of like.
Yeah, she can win that point for sure. The issue is if Mephisto either dazes or if Mummy walks up and gets the push trigger on Mephisto, he scores the 3 right there.
Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Is there something you can do with like? Well, Schmid has to activate somebody, so I have to imagine it's Bullseye here, and Bullseye just takes his Senator and goes home, right?
Yep.
Or does he go threaten? Yeah. Oh no, he's activating Mummy. Is he just trying to put Shuri down? That could backfire.
That's interesting because he just let Venom lethal protect her.
Yeah. Yeah, this seems.
I'm a little surprised at that one, but.
Okay, Brady. Yeah, to not give it up without a fight here.
Yeah, Brady's not upset about it.
Well, I'm
Mummy.
upset about it, Jeremy. So that's
Mummy is gonna kill Venom here, because
oh no, with those skulls,
with the
yeah.
skulls, he's
Ugh.
gonna do just enough. 3. Unless Shuri gives him some rerolls, so maybe. The reroll doesn't come through, and Venom goes down.
Brutal. Mummy had to spend souls on that though, right?
Yes, but then he just got them back because he killed someone
Oh,
and
because he
did
does
damage.
one with it and he killed. That's messed up. That feels like
Yeah.
that's
Once Mummy
that's
has
working.
skulls, he does more damage on average than Zemo. Or once he has tokens.
Just hanging out there and contesting. Okay, well, so Shuri can kill Bullseye and then climb up and score over Strange, right? And then Schmidt's not winning right now.
No, he is. He would score 3. Oh no, you're right. I'm sorry. Mephisto is on that
Mephisto's
point.
yeah. So here's Shuri doing Shuri stuff, and oh, she's
Mm,
not. And that's a weird choice because she picks it up and then what goes to score over Strange, but so she'll score over Strange. But if Bullseye walks in and kills Mephisto,
yeah, that's what Schmid needs to do now.
but yeah, or Mephisto or Bullseye can shoot Mephisto once and then hit and run him. Oh, but he has bleed on himself, so Bullseye doesn't need to clear the bleed.
That's true.
that that's an interesting situation. Okay, so it's not quite that simple. He cannot walk in and shoot Mephisto. That's not actually an option.
Yeah, that's funny.
And by
So
doing it this way, Brady has retained Prio. Okay, there's some method to his madness, but this is pretty crazy.
turns out he's better than us. Yeah.
Yeah. For dear life, this man is hanging on.
You almost don't even want to daze Mephisto, like, because you're so far ahead, so you don't really care if he scores it. So,
Yeah,
like,
but
just
so
let.
Schmidt is only scoring one right
Yeah.
now to Brady scoring 5. So if Bullseye just posts up here and doesn't kill, if he walks in and clears bleed, then that might be the best thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if he walks in and yeah,
I
clears bleed,
almost
it
think
like slows the
walk
scoring down.
in. Um, yeah, walk in clear bleed is probably the best play.
All right, no more bump.
Yeah, good point.
So if he walks out and clears bleed, okay, so he gets that point, but Brady will be scoring 5, bringing it to 14-11,
Yep.
and Brady having Prio again. That is rather crazy.
Yeah. Imagine if the Carnage turn had worked out as planned.
Yeah, like it. It was merely an attack order away from, I mean, or better dice. But given the dice that we saw, a different attack order would have done the job. Not really fair to think about the game that way, but it does help with your like building your heuristics for how you do it in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what Brady thinks his best shot here is at the start. Is it just going with Mephisto and trying to get some dice to go your way?
Yeah, I mean Mephisto can like chunk. So
Did they?
Strange will have enough for one boost.
Yes.
And I don't know. I feel like Strange can't see Venom right now, or Venom and Strange can't see each other. However, Venom can potentially pull Strange to where he can see him. because Venom doesn't need to see people to pull them.
Right.
So it just depends a little bit on if that toward is parallel to the car. I don't think it's Venom right now. The reason I'm like thinking about the Strange not being able to see Venom is like if Strange can't see Venom, Venom is pretty safe from Strange.
Yeah, for the
You
time
got to go
being.
with Mephisto, but the dude's bleeding.
Yeah, that's a little rough, but um, like he could potentially just try to put down Mummy and Skull here with Mephisto.
Yeah, I mean he has the token, so he can also like oh, you know what? He can also patch up with Venom, or I don't know, sure he's in range, but and like Venom having all that power is pretty sweet, but there's some potential patch up on Mephisto to be done.
Yep, patch up would help that out a lot. So if Schmid is able to daze both or take out both Red Skull and Mummy here, um, and assuming Venom and Shuri both live, he can
He's
score.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah, he would score 6 to Schmid's 1 and just pull it out.
yeah, yeah. I think we just have to like, what is Strange gonna get up to here? Yeah, I mean, so the question is, so Mephisto has a few weird vectors here. I do think I don't know if he got the power off of the Devil's Due token this time, if they've been playing that correctly. Um,
Yeah.
because like Mephisto being 1 or 2 power short could be like a difference between beams or not here.
We're seeing Mephisto do something into Red Skull.
Oh,
It was a gainer. He did get the incinerate, but no damage.
not start you want.
So
Why did? Oh, never. I was gonna say why did he have so many dice, but it's because his energy.
so now
But
he's doing, I believe, a Devil's Due into someone, or no, Schmid's rolling. So
what is Schmidt rolling 6 dice for?
probably buffed with Red Skull in energy form. So yeah, 6 dice would be correct.
I see. Okay, yeah, up to 5, down 1, and then yeah, sure. That's well, it's a good block though. God damn it, he
Yeah.
stuffed it again, huh?
Yep. 3 into 3. He's doing some
Okay.
Shuri rerolls. Gets them both,
Okay.
so 5 into 3, pushes 2 damage. So he's got a couple other sources of damage here, right? He's got how can I be of service for a potential 1, and then a Devil's Due to try
Which
to do
could just
3.
Yahtzee and kill him. Yeah.
So this is the how can I be of service, which does get its 1 damage. And now he's
Then he
doing
has to.
the Devil's Due.
Yep.
So he needs, 3 hits on this?
Yeah.
It's not like the most unlikely thing.
Or get 0. That's fine
He
too, I
gets
guess.
0, yeah, he just saps a power from him.
Now, do you patch up Mephisto here?
He is, yes.
Okay. And then pick up Senator, I imagine. No, didn't pick up a Senator. Does he have one?
He was
Already?
by 1, yes.
But does he have one? Is it just not
He
showing on
does
his card?
not.
No.
He opted to not pick up a Senator on Mephisto all last round as well, with multiple chances.
That feels weird to me right now. I don't know what that power break point is that he would not want the Senator on Mephisto.
Yeah, because even picking up the Senator, he'd still have enough for Meet My Associate. Like, that's only 1 power. I'm not sure exactly why. So I think we're seeing Strange activate here, because I think he just paid power to heal. Or no, I'm sorry. Red Skull is Cosmic Oblitting. He spent power.
All right, let's see what conditions. I don't know what conditions Schmidt is the biggest fan of.
So I would imagine it's a Hex on Mephisto,
To
and
just
then
get him dead.
Incinerate on the others. I don't think he really cares much about touching Mephisto at this point.
Oh, sure.
So we do see the
Root
Hex
on
on
Venom
Shuri.
is also pretty damn good. Because Root like messes up the snackback economy and also will make it harder for him to throw or pull people off the points.
Sure.
I guess Incinerate make more reliable to just put him down, but
Yeah, so we see the Incinerate on Shuri, the Hex on Mephisto, and we're still
and then a
deciding on
debate on Venom. Yeah, it's got to be Root or Incinerate.
He's going with
It's
Root.
Root.
Good call.
All right. Yeah, with Venom starving himself by doing the patch up, you like already are running a risk of not hitting your power break points, and now it's like it's pretty ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brady kept playing to his outs, but they just didn't manifest.
Yeah, he got a lot of work done here, especially considering he basically played 3-threat down, right? Like he never got to make an attack with Gorgon.
Yeah, brutal. That's a spot where you know Gorgon does a really good impression of Cage and Zemo in some areas, but that was not a good Cage impression.
It certainly
Well,
wasn't. All right, so the grunts come in. They're attacking Shuri. Shuri's got cover.
huh. Yeah, sure.
They're probably going to do a damage since they rolled like grunts
Oh,
do with 6 successes.
jeez. Or just kill
That
her,
just
right?
kills her. Yeah, she'll just take 4 through cover and
Cool. Well, I
die.
guess we found Brady's dice. They're hiding in Schmidt's tray.
That is,
All right, that's.
average
I'm
Hydra
sure Brady will
grunts.
play it out because he wants to see what Venom can do if Venom survives what Skull's about to be up to. But yikes.
Now Skull gets 2 actions.
Yeah.
All right, Skull picking up a Senator and pondering.
I think if I'm Brady here, I'm considering my religion and whether it's working for me.
Is Legion right for you?
Damn.
Schmid is considering all of the possibilities here for whatever reason.
Yeah, I mean, so if he goes into Venom and
He's
Venom somehow okay,
he's spindering Mephisto.
that's interesting. Is Mephisto going to Mephisto's gotta frickin' put that
He's
into yeah, okay. It's going into Venom.
yeah.
This with Mummy and Bullseye and Strange and the Root, it's like very slim odds of anything that it goes too wrong. But because Skull's another attack out at this too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
I don't know what type he picked, but I imagine he probably picked Mystic.
let's see what happens here. This is built-in throw.
I think he picked Energy, yeah, because Venom's rolling 2. It does, and he's not gonna need it because he's got
Yeah.
9.
Just you just spoil the whole game. This is the thumbnail, right?
Yep.
Tells you what you need to know. Who needs
He's attacking Mephisto now.
Yeah. No. Why did the bad guys win?
Are Mephisto and Carnage good guys?
They are when Red Skull's on the table, dude. Red Skull is the worst kind of person.
Guess that's true. They're just seeing how long it takes to kill Mephisto now. Strange
Okay.
does it and scores the rest of the points.
Ah, gross. I'm not gonna lie, I did want to see some Brady vengeance tonight, not just because of Carnage, but
All right, let's pop over there.
sounds good.
Right?
Hey guys.
Yeah. Hey.
So that was some brutal murder that we just saw.
That was true. My first time putting Gorgon on the table. I'm never gonna buy that box.
Saved you $90, buddy.
Save me $90. I'm gonna put King Black Bolt together. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
No need for that.
Yeah, it was a little unfortunate what happened to Gorgon early on, but when you put him there, did you expect him to be in quite that much danger? Did you think Strange was going to have range and the ability to do all that?
I should have fucking just put him like way behind that dumpster or something, or just put somebody else in front, like that he didn't want to shoot, maybe Venom or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the Fisk early that fucked my own economy for Mephisto to have no power for like the games. Like, god damn it.
I was wondering about that. Were you
The
giving
forms-
Mephisto 1 or 2 each round?
Just one, because end of cleanup is the power phase, the leadership.
No, but I think
We think you missed
didn't
a
wanna
power here or there.
intervene, sorry, but like Mephisto, yeah. During the power phase, this character gains 1 power for each Devil's Deal token. When it says during the power phase, that means during the player effect step of the power phase, right? It's not like Dormammu.
Well, I think they changed that because like
Did they? Okay.
Magneto constructs have the same like timing step, and they changed it to all just be one fat instance of power. Like I gained 5
So
right
they
now.
nerfed that? Okay.
Yeah, they nerfed it
yeah,
for some reason. It's like Magneto set the precedent, and they're like, nah, fuck that, and they changed it.
Yeah.
That sucks. Okay, never
So-
mind that.
Yeah, so it used to be the whole like, I have 5 tokens. All right, gain 1 for power phase, 5 for token phase. Cool. Now it's just
Brutal.
a flat
we were
life.
just wondering because like it seemed like you're short on some beams, and I thought I'm gonna go check that out just 'cause I want to know.
if yeah, I was pretty short some beeps.
Schmid, how did you feel at the start about like your grunts and moving up when there was a Carnage on the other side? Because you Hydra assaulted right away, and you went super heavy into Gorgon, which was cool once Strange pulled him in. But we were thinking about just how much of a liability those grunts can be when Carnage is over there, and now he can frenzy right away without worrying about power.
Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. You just let the enemy beat themselves. You don't read the rules. I don't know what he does. Now I know what he does. I did not think about it because I don't know his rules that well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I knew, would I have like kept my grunts from coming on the board? I don't think I can, first off. Or would I not moved them up? Probably not. I feel like, I mean, there's people for him to kill. Like, I guess I think of it this way. I mean, the move's nice, but if he kills the grunts and gets a free attack, that's just an attack he could have did versus somebody else had the grunts not been there to give the free attack. Does that make sense? Like, okay, the grunts die, give a free attack, he gets +2 dice, he gets some power. But like, he could have just done 2 attacks to Mummy, and if Mummy dies, then he gets a 3rd attack on somebody who's actually good. That kind of thing. That's a very hindsight, like, why did it happen? I didn't think about it. I didn't care. I still think I would have brought him out to try to kill Gorgon and make him to contest the point. He did well with the whole not giving me priority back. I was like, kill somebody. Kill Bullseye, please. But he did not do it. And then I got blundered. But I survived the blunder with some nice rolls.
Yeah,
and a bad roll on his part.
Yeah.
that logic.
Yeah, Carnage had a
makes sense.
beautiful sequence we were talking about how
It was all set up. There's 2
Right.
injured models. I'm doing a bunch of blenders. It's like the dice were just not connecting. It's like, God damn it.
yeah, well, and I mean, I think for me at least, um, leaving 2 models on one, given the sequencing that happened, you can't like condition the whole thing on this. But if you do the blade attack, I think first, which had a rampage, then that puts 1 onto bullseye and skull. So you just like run the same attacks in reverse order, and they die.
That was probably the better step. I was like, oh, I can kill Bullseye. It's 9 on fucking 3, 2 health left. I could probably do it. And did one. Like, God damn.
Yeah, no, I think my heuristic, and I with check with me in a couple weeks after playing and or giving up on Carnage. But if the guys that you want to kill aren't on one, you hit other people first.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I think if I would,
this is
not do Carnage.
It was cool to see both of the updated models on the board. I'm glad you guys brought them both out.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them. Come on, bullseye.
Sure.
Yeah, no, that was not nothing.
But no, I think you both did a good job of like playing around certain things. Like Schmid wasn't letting you bring Venom up the board right away with like an associate early into that round 2, and your like lethal protector ranges kept being like just slightly out, or Strange was able to mess them up. But then like same thing, Brady, you played as well as you could, trying to come back from losing Gorgon early on, and being able to do the amount of damage that you did without the 3 threat the entire time was pretty impressive.
What I think the only play I want to point out to myself that I didn't like was when I went with Strange turn 2 and I didn't bump anywhere, and I think I was like, Mephisto's not gonna fucking kill me, and I just should have bumped behind the building. Like if I'm not gonna bump to the Fisk, just bump behind the building, because then next turn I can bump back up onto it and do my attack.
Turret.
I didn't boost the first attack against me. I kind of like, and again, this is the first time with the model. I kind of like took the attack, and then I was like, I'll be okay, and then I was like, oh, I have 6 health, and then I died, and I was like, oh shit.
That was cool.
In a world of
if I bump behind the building, the only person I think in range was like Bullseye, and so you at least have to do a different sequencing, right? I guess you could do your thing to get back to me, right? Because they don't line of sight for it. Or do you line of sight to Devil's Due, whatever the hell it's called?
No, none of his superpowers needs that line of sight. Like if I'm over here, you're just within 3. I just teleport over,
and you could have got back there and did some stuff. So it's not like I was super safe, but I think I want to get out of the way, not just stand next to you to start, or at least bump into cover range.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the big. I mean, there's always little things, but that was the one I was like, I definitely, and I maybe have brought Bullseye back in here, instead of last turn running away. I don't like actually running away, but yeah, appreciate the stream.
Yeah, thanks for letting us stream this one. It was fun. I don't have anything else other than to let Brady know that Dustin was very biased on his side.
I was extremely biased.
Pro Carnage bias, or like anti Legion bias?
Carnage, anti Schmid,
Okay.
A lot of layers to it.
In the world of Strange, Gorgon's dead, Blob's coming in. Just to not be pushed by his fat ass.
I mean, he won't be pushed, but he will tickle you from outside 3, and you might not like it very much.
Correct.
I did post in our chat the last ruling. Like, there was a ruling on demonic contract and stun, and there has not been any follow up on it. That he does get that extra power.
What? Fuck. Let's see.
I mean,
I'll double check.
Oh, you get one. You get 1 for the power phase, but you only get 1 for the combined effect of the tokens.
Yeah, you should get 2 no matter how many tokens you have if you're stunned.
Well, unless you have 0, but yeah.
Yes, correct. Yes.
But shit.
I'm
you can think about that.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.